Good morning. Welcome to NDTV Profit. I'm Harsh Saita. We have a very special guest with us today. We have Vivek Lohia, who's the MD at Jupiter Wagons. The stock, of course, is up and away, but more importantly, they continue to win orders. Their run rate in terms of production continues to inch higher, and we're going to speak about all of those, try and cover all the bases. Good morning and welcome to NDTV Profit, sir.
Good morning, Harsh, and thank you for welcoming me to your channel.
Right. Talk to us. You've won a couple of significant orders over the last month or so. One of them being from the government of India, 4,000 odd wagons out of the 20,000 which was up for tender. I want to try and understand the government of India, just for perspective, is going to have another tender of around 30,000 odd wagons in FY24. Will you continue to bid for roughly 20 to or continue to get 20 to 30% of market share from some of these orders which are coming through? Will you continue to maintain your market share?
As you rightly said, that the government of India is very aggressive in terms of its wagon procurement plan, and I think the direction of the government is very clear. They want railway to be a significant contributor towards the GDP growth of the country and to regain its rightful share in the logistics space. That will not only help the profitability of railways, but overall the carbon footprint of the country and reduce the logistics costs. Yes, as you pointed out, we are aggressively looking at capacity expansion. I think before the end of this financial year, now we are looking to produce close to about 1,000 wagons a month. So we will continue to be aggressive when it comes to government tenders, and we would like to maintain our market share. And now the future tenders which are coming is basically towards supplies in FY26 onwards, because more or less now the tenders which have come out have covered FY25. So we'll continue to build on our order book. And besides that, the private sector demand is still very buoyant, and we continue to add orders every month. So I think when it comes to the wagon space, for us, it's more about execution, bringing in new designs, and improving our quality.
Right. I'd just like to make a quick clarification from you. 1,000 wagons per month by the end of this financial year. Have I got that right?
Yes, that is what we are looking at.
Sure. That's a fairly healthy clip. Also, with regard to the current orders, you've won roughly 2,000 odd crore of orders since the end of Q2. Are most of these, I mean, the large chunk of it is Government of India, but is that largely margin accretive for you? When I've done the math, roughly it looks margin accretive.
It is, definitely it is. As we move forward, one is definitely with size, you get a lot of economies of scale. And plus, we are working significantly towards our backward integration and improving, becoming much more cost effective by bringing in new technology. So it is not only about bidding at higher margins, but also more about being much more cost effective and being in terms of quality, delivering a much better product.
Sure, I understand. And this 8,000 crore order book that you currently hold, would you say that execution would be by FY25 close? Is that how you would target execution?
So no, it'll be FY25, and some of it will spill over to FY26 also. And I've also mentioned that this year we believe that we'll be adding significant further order books. So in terms of visibility, we don't see any challenge. I think there is significant visibility in the sector. For at least till FY27, we see a significant visibility. Plus, Railways recently opened a global tender where you need to make again, it's a new design wagon which they will be procuring, and the supplies needs to be done over the next 4 years. So it is, I think, for us, our focus is more on our backward integration and in terms of the execution. I
Right,
think
I'll
that is
come.
where,
Sure, sorry, apologies, please complete.
yeah. No, I think, yeah. So for us, where we are looking at margins more is from the point of view of being much more efficient. I think because again, there is no point burdening the nation with higher prices. Definitely, as the order books improve, your margins do improve. But where we want to differentiate ourselves from the others is that through being much more cost efficient. That is our focus.
Right. So I'll come to margins. I'll come to order book one more time. I have a couple of questions there. But, how much of this 8,000 crore order book that you currently have will spill over to FY26? I'm just trying to understand, will your FY25 revenue double versus FY24? Your trailing 12-month revenue is roughly 3,000 crore. So I'm trying to extrapolate where your FY25 number would be at.
So, again, we don't give any forward-looking numbers, but compared to FY24, as I mentioned, that we are looking to increase our execution run rate. We'll be practically, if you look at the year's average, I think we'll be significantly higher by about 40 odd percent in terms of our execution in FY25. So definitely there'll be a significant increase in revenues. And besides wagons, also again, as I mentioned in my earlier interviews, that the brake system is going to become a big contributor in FY25. We are also now launching a electric vehicle. We are expecting the final certification from EARI in a couple of weeks' time. I think post that certification, we are looking at an April, May kind of a launch for the electric vehicle. So we'll be adding significant bouquet of products in FY25. And besides that, again, wheel set is one area also we are seriously looking at.
Sure. I'll come to your backward integration now. You are doing considerable work with regard to backward integration as well as capacity expansion. You have now already told us that, your wagons capacity will go to 1,000 plus per month by end of this financial year itself. So when do you start hitting a margin profile of 15%, given that some of these efficiencies will start to kick in FY25?
So again, as I've told you, again, we don't believe in giving forward numbers. But if you have seen our performance over the last couple of years, quarter and quarter, you have seen improvements in the EBITDA margins. And I think that trend is going to continue as we keep on adding newer products to our bouquet, as well as I've told you, becoming much more efficient. So definitely next year you will see a significant improvement in our EBITDA margins.
Right. And as you have tended to execute quite well, you've kept your order book at roughly 6,000 crore over the last quarter or so. Now it's gone up to 8,000. Is 8 to 12,000 the new normal now in terms of order book going forward? Is that the kind of visibility that you would want to see going into FY25?
Yeah, definitely. Given the kind of product range now which we are going to come out with in FY25 and the kind of tenders which are in store from Indian Railways, and as I've told you, there's a significant demand from the private sector itself. So for us, it's always, I think it's very crucial that we maintain a healthy order book as we are increasing our execution run rate. So definitely we will be looking at increasing the order book size.
Right. EV is one of the new products that you spoke about. Any other new products that you are venturing into? What's the kind of traction that you expect to see on some of these new products?
No, so our prime focus, I think, for FY 25 is in the brake system business. That itself is a very significant business for us. And with the kind of rolling stock procurement program which the government has announced, I think that will play a significant part in our revenue strategies. And as I mentioned earlier, the margin profiles are also much better there. And there's a definite export opportunity which is there. So I think that would be a significant area which we'll be focusing on, and definitely the electric vehicle, the last mile connectivity. That's where we are launching the 1.2 ton payload vehicle this year. It is going to be a four-wheel vehicle, and given the kind of in terms of the pollution and the environmental issues we face in our cities, and the significant cost advantage which electric vehicle brings in, I think that will we are pretty confident on that product.
Sure. And how does it add to your revenue? Your margins, you did mention it's a better margin product. Will it be margin accretive right off the bat from FY25?
Yeah, from the brake business point of view, you will definitely see margin accretion happening from FY 25 itself, as we start executing on the order books now which we have built.
Right. And, on some of these, on the revenue front, what is the kind of revenue run rate that you would expect from FY25 onwards from some of these products again?
As I mentioned also earlier, on the braking side, we are looking at revenue of at least anything between in FY 25, anything about close to 500 odd crores of incremental revenues, which will go up to about 1,000 crores in the next 2 to 3 years. That is
Sure.
what we are looking at from the braking business. Then, as we add wheel sets to the portfolio, that will also bring in incremental revenues, because again there will be export focus from the wheel set business also. And on the electric vehicle side, I think it's too early for us to talk about any numbers. We are looking now, our main focus is to launch the vehicle and to bring out a good product in the market.
Sure, understood. And you've announced around 700 odd crore of capex by FY25. How do you plan to fund this?
So we have recently completed an QIP where we have raised close to about 400 odd crores. That itself will go towards the capex funding itself. And as our revenues increase, there'll be definitely a lot of free cash flow which will be available. That also we are looking to put in towards our capex plan. And the idea is that in the next 2 years, our capex plans would be anything between around 700 to 1,200 crores of incremental capex, which we are planning to do. And most of it will come through our internal generation, as well as if need be, since currently we have no long-term debt, we are a debt-free company. So if need be, we may look to raise some debt from.
Understood. And is the goal around all of this to keep your ROCE above the 25 odd percent mark, which it has been, and and clock ROEs of 20% plus on even on some of these incremental investments?
Yes, definitely. I think that is what we are looking at, because the good thing about this incremental investments are that from day one they will start contributing. It's not that they have any significant lead time towards contributing towards the margin profile and the revenues. So definitely we are. I think we are looking to maintain or better our ROC and ROEC profiles.